This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Yesterday, an amazing thing took place before the D.C. Circuit, the appeals court here in Washington, D.C., with John Sauer. John Sauer, Donald Trump's attorney. Notice, by the way, take notice of this. It's not Alina Habba arguing these cases before these high courts. Donald Trump brings in the real lawyers. He brings in the real heavyweight lawyers for that. It's not Alina Habba, party girl, Mar-a-Lago extraordinaire. But this guy, John Sauer, made an argument yesterday that Donald Trump, it is bananas to me that this is taking place in this country in 2024. That he made an argument that, yes, if Donald Trump dispatched SEAL Team 6, Navy SEAL combat operators, special operators, dispatched them to kill, to murder, to extinguish the life of a political rival, he could not be prosecuted. He has immunity from that. If that is the case, what is stopping Joe Biden from killing Donald Trump and just moving on? Well, presidential immunity. Why wouldn't Donald Trump be worried about that? If Joe Biden is the sinister, twisting his mustache as he hatches a plan to do away with Donald Trump electorally, why wouldn't he just kill him? If he has immunity, if that's the argument. I'm going to play a brief clip, about 2 minutes and 20 seconds of this particular moment. I have the audio of it. It was on CNN. It was everywhere. I listened to a lot of this yesterday, and it is remarkable to me that lawyers, professionals, officers of the court will go before a panel of judges and make insane arguments that unless Donald Trump was politically prosecuted through impeachment and removal in the Senate, unless the political process takes place, sorry, there's nothing that can be done legally against the president. Listen to this.
Order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival. That's an official act in order to SEAL Team 6?
He would have to be and would speedily be, impeached and convicted before the criminal prosecution.
What if he weren't? There would be no criminal prosecution, no criminal liability for that?
Chief Justice's opinion in Marbury against Madison and our constitutional tradition and the plain language of the impeachment judgment clause all clearly presuppose that what the founders were concerned about was not.
I asked you a yes or no question. Could a president who ordered SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival who was not impeached, would he be subject to criminal prosecution?
If he were impeached and convicted first. And
so your answer is
no. My answer is qualified yes. There's a political process that would have to occur under the structure of our Constitution, which would require impeachment and conviction by the Senate. In these exceptional cases, as the OLC memo itself points out from the Department of Justice, you'd expect a speedy impeachment and conviction. But what the founders were much more worried about than using criminal prosecution to discipline presidents was what James Madison calls in Federalist Number 47, the newfangled and artificial treasons. They were much more concerned about the abuse of the criminal process for political purposes to disable the presidency from factions and political opponents. And of course, that's exactly what we see in this case.
I've asked you a series of hypotheticals about criminal actions that could be taken by a president and could be considered official acts. And I've asked you, would such a president be subject to criminal prosecution if he's not impeached or convicted? And your answer, your yes or no answer is no.
I believe I said qualified yes if he's impeached and convicted first.
My question was, okay, so he's not impeached or convicted. Let's put that aside. You're saying a president could sell pardons, could sell military secrets, could order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival.
Sale of military secrets strikes me as something that might not be held to be an official act. The sale of pardons is something that's come up historically and was not prosecuted.
But your brief says that communicating with an executive branch agency is an official act. And communicating with a foreign government is an official act. That's what presidents do.
They're very strong situation. Those are very strong examples of potential official.
That is a slippery human being attempting to assert, or not attempting, he's asserting that Donald Trump can really do anything he wants, up to and including murder, as president of the United States, because he's president. And nothing can be done. Sorry, our hands are tied. This is an argument that Donald Trump, his representation, is making. Someone who is speaking for Donald Trump is making this argument in public, on the record, in a court of law, in a high appeals court. What else does Donald Trump think he can do as president of the United States? And moreover, what will he do if he's reelected, if he thinks he has this power? What will he do to Joe Biden? What will he do to Jack Smith? What will he do to people in my position who criticize him, sometimes bombastically, on a daily basis? What will he do? What does he think he can get away with? Is he going to prosecute Fonnie Willis, Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, Jack Smith, Merrick Garland, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Jesse Dollemore? It seems that he is setting himself up for this eventuality. And if this court most certainly is going to rule against this nonsense, because it is anti-constitutional. There's nothing in this document whatsoever that even resembles the argument that Sauer is making here. Not even resembles it. That the only way to prosecute a sitting president, or even after the fact, is through impeachment. Then the criminal process can take place. That nowhere in here. You'd think they'd know that, though, being the guardians of the Constitution. The men and women who cheered Donald Trump on as he, in a patriot nature, hugs and kisses the flag like a creepy uncle. Fascism is afoot in America. They want to convince half, at the very least half the country, they want to convince them that a president can do what he or she wants, unencumbered by the law that the rest of us must follow. If you dispatch with the life of someone, you get rid of it, you extinguish it, you are subject to prosecution. But if you're president, you can do whatever you want. And I, again, will ask the question, if that's the case, then why are they not worried that Joe Biden is going to just dispense with them? All of them. Because they don't have immunity. You don't get to work outside the law just because you're president of the United States. We haven't designated one particular human being in the country to work outside of the bounds of the justice system. We'll see when the court rules that, and then it'll likely go on to the Supreme Court. And then who knows? I'd love your thoughts on this. I invite you into this conversation. We can mix it up in the comments, have a discussion there. That'll help the channel get recommended to new viewers. But you also can call and leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore everywhere. I'd love to see you there. And if you appreciate my work, if I bring you value, please consider supporting my work. Click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month. Hit the super thanks button. Go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. All those are great ways to help support this work. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine and take care of one another.